Today I'm going to be telling you guys how to do a CPU swap. Now, what we're talking about is a dead CPU in that thing, and how I'm going to just take it apart. And now my neighbors have a party, so yeah. But once you unscrew all of that, there's a lot of cables to unplug. I'll skip to the end of the video, I guess, because I'll be rebuttoning it all up. But a major misconception is most people flip over the motherboard and have a look at those 4 screws and they're like, oh, why isn't it coming off? And that's because you haven't done these screws. But don't do these screws first. Do that, the ones under there, then these, or else you will literally strip the screws out. I've already done that, hence why I have a bunch more from a dead iMac. But yeah, do be careful of that. I've upgraded the original 160 gig hard drive for a 2TB Barracuda one, so yeah. I'm just going to take these screws off. I'll pause the video, because, well... Alright, once that has been taken out, you'll just have the... Oh, another thing, do take the RAM 6 out before they snap, which I almost made them. You just pull on the tabs, and it comes straight out. There you go. So this can take 667 MHz DDR2, bog standard from a computer at the age. Now, another thing you must do, please unplug the power button. It is closest to the fan and the speaker, which have been considerably aged. Although, this device was off the street, so what can you expect? Now, what you want to do is get a screwdriver of this sort of size, flathead, not too big though, and then what you want to do is just twist it all the way, and then carefully lift out the dead CPU, put that to the side, get the fresh one. And another quick tip is, see those 2 pins there? Focus. No, whatever. So you can see the 2 pins missing up the top, and you can also see the 2 pins missing there, which should give you a bit of an idea of how to place it. Make sure it's seated well. Now, it's quite self-explanatory that you just tighten it back up. There you go. With all of this in mind, please make sure the cables are rerouted perfectly, because let's just say the DVD drive goes into the power supply. The power supply doesn't agree with that, and nor does the computer, so it's going to go up in flames, probably smoke a lot as well, and your perfectly nice iMac is all dead. So I'll pause it again, and then whoop-de-doo it to the next section. Now, another thing you do have to make sure about is, because last time I discussed how if those screws are not unwound before the other ones are taken out, it causes some issues both ways as well. But this time you have to put those screws back in before you can wind these ones up. So if you're saying, oh no, it's not screwing up, then put the other screws back in and it should be okay. So once that has been screwed in, you want to make sure that these cables are not hanging out too much, because that connects to the hard drive, as you could probably imagine a SATA cable would. So you just want to position that in a place that nothing gets torn or ripped. So most of these cables can be left connected, but make sure they are not super important, because yeah, you don't want to get stuffed over in this sort of time. Now, some of you may be wondering, where does this speaker, the left speaker, go? And as strange as it sounds, it travels across the motherboard and sits right next to the zoom, focus, whatever the fuck that thing is. So it should just plug in right there. And yes, it did. Now, the next thing you have to make sure for is that the SATA cable, as I said before, is winding, I guess, through the heatsink for, I believe, I don't even know what it is, it's just rubbish. Mine was faulty to begin with, and I don't really care, so I just completely unplugged it. It doesn't make a difference. Yep, alright, so you want to plug the power supply back in. Screwing in the motherboard I would do very last in case something is faulty. Because the last thing you want to do is have to unplug every goddamn thing. Now, LVDS, I'm not sure what that is. Just also plug in, what I do, because my system is a bit of an oddball, I don't plug in any of the heat sensors, because if you could let it run as hot as it can, let it run as hot as it can. I don't care if it goes kaboom, as long as that Core 2 fucking Duo runs as hot as it can. Alright, so now it's in the process of installing all the fans. And one thing you want to do for this, like if you're putting in the right fan, make sure you unplug the DVD cable first, because it is a big pain in the ass. Sort of just fold it out of the way, and then make sure the hole there aligns with that weird post there. I didn't realize I wasn't paused. Alright, and then you can seat the fan back down, and you can also plug the DVD drive back in. Now, I don't know if mine works, because that was the original one and the original CPU over there. So, yeah. I'm also going to reroute the cables. I don't really care about these ones, because they're not as important to be rerouted, whilst things that go through the fan and near the CPU, I hope would be of high importance. Now, fan... Odo fan. That's... I don't know why it has an odometer, it's not a car. But you can tell by general stress patterns in the cable that the fan cable would plug straight there, right next to the DVD drive cable. Also, keep on make sure, well, that makes sense, that most of the cables have been socketed. Oh, and that you don't indeed break the power cable, because no, the button is not connected to the motherboard. It goes a little cable and around the back. So that case is painted black like the back of the computer, because I still don't understand what the silver on black, who was it appealing to, because it certainly wasn't me. Also, get your, or in my case, a somehow still working fine speaker. Plonk this puppy straight back in there. Yep, pop straight in. Now, that will go there. At least it should. You can generally tell by, again, the stress patterns of what goes where. Unless your computer has been opened up since it was made and taken apart daily, it's an unlikely scenario. So the long screws shouldn't be dropped and lost like I did, but instead should be plonked directly in the motherboard. So you could, I guess, say it's just a bit slanted off from the posts for the... That's the CPU there, so what the fuck's this? Whatever. Yeah. I believe all the cables have been plugged in except for the screen. Oh, the RAM has to be plugged in too, or socketed, whichever one you would see it as. Yeah, so take a look at the board. You can see that. No, you can't see it because my autofocus is not working. So you can see through that weird tape all the schmutz, but also that means the cards go in with the weird bit facing this way. Interpret it how you will, and yeah, and once that's done, or once you've plugged in all your RAM, socket it, whatever you want to call it, just flip the iMac over, put the phone down, just because. smoke test, so do it outside. Spark of a spark. Now, moment of truth, does this piece of shit even turn on? Oh, hey. There we go. Yep, so you heard the chime, that's a go. And you also hear the fans revving to oblivion. Now, what you're looking for is, after a bit, once the OS has loaded, oh god. Yep, so the lights are all on. Yeah, that means this computer is good to go. I'll button it up as well, just to do a bit of a demonstration. But what you want to do is unplug the computer, because you're still putting it together. Then hold the power button for 5 seconds so it discharges most of the capacitors. That can bite you, because unless you're sticking your tongue over the surface of it, which I don't know why you would, you shouldn't get injured. So, next it's that. Oh, also, please screw everything in. That's a pretty important factor, I would hope. Now, I guess you could call this a chapter of putting the screen back on, but you can see on the cables that there's a dot there. There's a line on that cable. They should go together. Same thing could be said, like dot there, line on that cable, dot there and line on that cable. So I'll put the screen together, I'll show you what this nugget's doing. It will boot straight to 10.6 because that's how I have it configured, but I did this to get it working and also to change the DVD drive, which was dead. It'll go and then it'll eject, fail because it's all busted up, insert again, and then keep on spinning. So technically it worked, but you couldn't actually do anything with it. So yeah, I will pause and resume when I'm done. Now, the screen has been plugged in, so I will turn the damn thing on with the screen in, just to see if anything is functional. In the face. Alright. Moment of truth. Ba-junk. And yep, that's what you want. Alright, sweet. So it should have a little loady-doo hickory. There we go. Focus! It's got like ADHD or something, can't fucking focus. Alright, so that's all good. Now, my fans do not know if it's hot or cold because I've disabled the heat sensor, but you can see, yeah, it's all good, just booting away. Turn off! Come on! Bastard. Oh, 10.6. And yes, I did balk the newest version of Firefox to it. It thinks it's the old one, but it's the new one. Don't worry, mate. Turn off. There we go. Now, do the same procedure so you don't kill yourself, I guess. Unless you're emo, then still don't. Alright. So now it's all a matter of just screw it. Screw you! Now, the screen screws. Focus! Mate. Really bugging me. And yes, I have piranha shorts. Oh, lobster, my bad. There you go. They have a little bit of a ridge on them, whilst the screws are quite flat and thin, so do make sure of that. And yes, lock me up for all I care. I am using a flathead to do up these screws. Please don't try this, because you don't want to lock your little nugget computer together. Just, you know, heads up. Another thing, do plug in the microphone cable, it's pretty important. Alright, well, now I have a black Mac, but you should have a functional Macintosh. Alright, oh, how dare I put in the RAM cover, which isn't black, which is such a heinous crime, I know. Also, god damn, this poor computer's been through hell. Alright, so, I'm just gonna plunk in a screen screw. And I'm aware this time that it is recording. And I'm also very confused as to why my neighbours have such a bad charcoal grill, because, yeah mate. Looks like someone's doing a house Barbie. Right, so that should do that. I'm leaving the screws a bit out so I can hang things from it, but yeah, if it doesn't sit properly, you've done something wrong. Because as bad as the things that Apple make, they are designed somewhat in-house, which means that they should know what's going on. Rather than Sony just going, oh mate, we can wing it once again. Or also Asus. With the EPC, they just send it some generic ass manufacturer. So did Samsung. So did I think Acer, because Aspire, the Sony EPC, and then the Samsung RVs. Oh, and Lenovo. So apparently making good things is against their blood. Like how my arms is going pop, pop, pop. Because my joints are healthy. Well, just realised how much I didn't screw it in. Yep, now RAM cover. I'm still aware the video's black. Alright. Don't tell me the 2011 iMac has like a 2mm difference in the RAM cover. Because no, it damn doesn't. Get wrecked. Epically wrecked Apple. Not that it actually does anything because the screw holes are way different, but like, if you want to see the world's jankiest, wankiest looking iMac off the street, then yeah mate, look at this puppy right here. It's what I call the semi-black Mac, because whoa. Alright, one final test. Flip this puppy upright. Flip it around. Power cable. Plug it in. Alright. Do you do? iMac. Yep, put the disk drive. Heard the speakers, now I see the screen. Alright, there you go mate. So, come on. Come on. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Alright. It's been a very strange video. Oh, look at you. Loud as ever. Good job. I'll see you next time, and hopefully this has helped.